Good evening and salutations, my Bambi fans. I I don't know where to begin on the level of stupidity that happened in this show because there's just so much. I start off with Thomas and Sheila. I think at this point Sheila is so crazy that she doesn't even. I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know if Sheila meant to do this. Like if she meant to sit there and tell Thomas that she's the one that spiked Brooke's drink, or was she just so crazy, so crazy, got so angry at the fact that she thought that Thomas' family wasn't being, appreciative or gratitude towards what she did, that she just had to kind of slowly give him clues. By the way, way this scene played out was so stupid. It was so dumb. She gets really angry, and then she starts, saying things like, well, you guys should be thanking me for what I did. You guys should be on your hands and knees practically for what I did. After a while, you'd think any person would be like, what did you do, Sheila? What should we be thanking you for? And of course, she slowly brings out, oh, and the alcohol she drank and stuff like that. And, she's just doing these little clues. And I'm just like, Sheila, I guess we just had to play this scene out the way it was played. Because it's B&B, and for some odd reason, this makes sense to the writers. Um, but wouldn't it just been better for you to come out and say that you're the one that spiked the drink and you guys should be sitting there practically, worshiping me for making your family whole and happy instead of this this mess, okay? This mess of the way it came out. But then again, I'm also sitting there thinking maybe that Sheila's just so crazy that she just kind of started blurting it out a little bit before she realized that what she was saying. Because then she kept backtracking. I'm like, how? Like, she kept backtracking, like, oh, well, I didn't this to I didn't this to that reported. And then I'm like, 18 minutes of that. 18 minutes. Literally 18 minutes of her acting dumb. Her throwing out little hints and acting stupid. I don't understand how anyone actually wrote this scene out and got a bunch of people to agree on it. I, I, I don't even know what to say about that. Anyway, Thomas figures it out, which felt like took entirely too long. Um, Now the big question comes up. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna sit there and do the right thing and tell Ridge that it was Sheila that spiked Brooks' drink, and that's the reason why, she kissed Deacon, and she wouldn't have done that if it wasn't for Sheila, and then everything could just go all back to normal or whatever. Is he gonna risk that? No, of course not. Of course not. He's going to sit there and keep it to himself because, whenever these characters come to, the fork and road, 9 times out of 10, they're going to sit there and choose, well, they're just going to choose the wrong thing to do. And, it's funny because I was on Instagram, they got the Bold and the Beautiful thing, and they had the preview, and he was like, what is Thomas going to do? And people were like, man, I hope he's going to sit there and make the right decision. I'm sitting there just commenting on each and every single one of them, like, how long have y'all been watching this soap opera? How long have y'all been watching soap operas? When do they ever actually pick the right option? When do they actually, especially a character like Thomas, when do they actually ever decide to do the right thing? When they have that much more to lose. So, Yeah, of course, that's gonna end up happening. Um, Now Wyatt was there. Wyatt for literally no reason. Um, it was one of those things where it's like I haven't seen Wyatt in such a long time. Last time I saw Wyatt was when Sally decided to kidnap Flo to get with Wyatt because somehow in her tiny little brain that actually made sense. Um, because nothing is more attractive than someone who is completely and utterly desperate. But yeah, that's pretty much the last time I saw him was when Sally was gonna be leaving and stuff like that. And then I come back and Wyatt's gone, and I see him. Oh, cool, Wyatt's there. And then after a while, I kind of realized why I didn't really care and why I didn't really understand what was this character's purpose. Because the only thing he was pretty much doing was kind of mostly agreeing with Liam as far as the Brooke situation. Of course, Dollar Bill gotta sit there and blame stuff on Reg. It was Reg's fault that he gave up. He went back to Taylor too fast. You know, he just ran to Taylor and leaving poor Brooke, you know, to clean up the mess and to look like the villain. And of course, Liam is kind of seen as more sensible side, like, you know, listen, she took accountability, but you know, this is on her. I mean, you can only mess up so many times before somebody at the while say, "All right, I'm just gonna tap out pretty much." So he's kind of seen them more for a sensible side. I mean, he's kind of seen them more for, you know, not so much as blaming Reg and Wyatt is tending to agree with him. And Dollar Bill is just like, no, it's all Reg's fault. And that's literally what you get for the 18 minutes of this episode. I mean, yeah, it was definitely filler, but I mean it's a soap opera, so you know somebody got to sit there and run down the damn clock. You know, for a minute it almost looked like Brooke was done crying. Now, you're wrong. This woman has some amazing, beautiful, gorgeous eyes. Um, it's kind of hard to sit there and see them after a while when you're just so used to seeing her have tears on the face. And at first I looked, I was like, "Is Brooke isn't crying anymore, right?" And then he showed a close up view. I was like, "No, she's still crying." So you know, Brooke is doing this flip flopping thing where she's like, should I just give up on my marriage and let, you know, Rich be happy and let Taylor sit there and treat him right because I couldn't sit there and treat him right? And Hope is like, no, you can't sit there and give up. You gotta sit there and fight for your marriage. Okay, I guess that works in a good fantasy land, but in reality, I'm like, y'all are doing more harm together than apart. Like, seriously. So the same thing I was saying about GH. Well, a little bit. The whole Carly and Sonny, it's like, yo, y'all need to just break up because y'all are just miserable together. You ever just been with somebody that was so bad that you felt like you were more happier when you weren't with them? Like, not only do you not miss them, but you're practically celebrating every day that you're not in that miserable state. Maybe Brooke and Rich should kind of take a bit of a timeout. I know people are like, I'm Team Brooke. I'm like, okay, you do realize that Brooke did kiss somebody else and then lied about it, which caused that whole rift in the first place. So it's amazing when people sit there and say, I'm Team Brooke, I'm Team Taylor. I'm like, this is just a mess. I'm not Team anyone. Well, okay. I guess I'm going to be Team Deacon just because he kind of reminds me of Johnny from Cobra Kai, but it's just a mess all around. It's just one big mess. Anyway, that's pretty much all they do. And I think towards the end, maybe Hope got through as far as telling Brooke to sit there and fight for her marriage because, you know, Hope was like, listen, if you want to sit there and not fight for your marriage, no, I don't want to do that. I can't sit there and imagine my life without Reg. So then you want to fight for your marriage then. So this whole 15, 17 minutes of you flip flopping back and forth was for what? Oh yeah, I forgot. We gotta sit there and run down the clock. So Ridge and Taylor are hanging out at the office, and Max comes in. I'm not gonna lie, I did not know his name until somebody said Max. And I think yesterday you had the model that was in there talking about Brooke or whatever. And of course, Max was like, "Hey, is everything all right between you and your wife? Like, y'all good?" He leaves, and there's a lot of gossip that's going on, and mainly Ridge wants to make sure that Brooke doesn't get hurt. Um, which I don't really see how that's gonna like not happen. But the point is, he's worried, he's concerned about her, and Taylor's like, "That's a good thing. You not wanting to hurt someone." Taylor just his whole thing was like, "No, you can just feel how you want to feel, and this, that, and the third, and we're gonna be there for you." And the thing is, she does this whole I don't want to sit there and say like saint kind of thing, but she comes across like she's this good person and she wants to sit there and kind of, give him his space and just, not put any pressure on him and just see where it goes and, just one day at a time. And I'm like, that sounds all good and all great. But there's a problem with this whole sanctimonious crap. This man just found out that his wife cheated on him. He just found out, okay? Taylor told him that. This whole fight happens. He goes back to the house and everything like that. And I'm like, you let him kiss you. You know that he's in a vulnerable state. Most people will be like, you know what, listen, we're not going to do this. I'm not going to sit there. Yeah, I have feelings for you, but I'm not going to sit there and act on them while you literally are practically mourning the death of your marriage. I'm not going to do that because I have self respect. No, 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 not Taylor. Taylor's like, no, well, I loved you forever. What happened to the whole Halo thing? Like that, that's what bothers me about Taylor is that she tries to come across like she's this very nice and kind and good person, but yet you're taking advantage of this man in his vulnerable state. So, just exactly how good are you? But yet she wants to sit there and come at Brooke and be like, in a way, whenever she talks to Brooke, she always tends to talk down to her. This is your fault. You did this, that, and the third. Yeah, that's true. But you're also kind of hitting on a guy who just, found out his wife was cheating. So you're listen, Brooke is bad, but let's not sit there and try to act like you're up here. Anyway, with that being said, I think that's actually going to do it. Been saying this in my other reviews. I'm going to say this in this one. I wasn't feeling well today for the most part. I actually start to feel better after a while, but that's the reason why a lot of my reviews kind of came out later than I wanted it to come out. And so I apologize for that. And I want to thank you for watching because I know that it's coming out later than I wanted to. But I really do appreciate the people that do watch the videos and comment and stuff like that and let me know what's going on as far as stuff that I don't know. So I really always do appreciate that. With that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Have a great, amazing, and safe weekend, and I will see you in the next video.